Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nuha from grade 9 and this is my science experiment. My science experiment is to show you how anaerobic respiration is not only important for humans but also important in other organisms such as yeast that is used for brewing and baking. Yeast is also known as a single-celled fungi, and that is what we are going to focus on today. To conduct this experiment, I'm making two batches of bread. One is made with yeast and one is without yeast. With both end results, I will compare their sizes, texture, and different carbon dioxide reactions. What you see on the screen right now is the making of the first batch that is without yeast. Here are the baked buns from the batch of bread without the yeast, and as you can see, the bread is very rough and crumbly and it's not fluffy whatsoever. Now here I am making the batch of buns with the yeast, and I expect the buns from this batch to come out. This texture should be spongy because of the trapped carbon dioxide and much more risen than the other batch. Here are the baked buns from the batch with the yeast, and as you can see, the breads are very spongy in texture because of the trapped carbon dioxide, and its size has increased much more or risen much more than of the batch without the yeast, and has a very fresh smell due to the alcoholic vapor. Making the batch of bread with the yeast, you would need to, one of the steps is to leave the dough for around 1 hour, and this was the before result of the dough. And this is the after results, which, as you can see, the dough has risen a bit, which we need for this for the baking. This is the picture of the bun with the yeast, and as you can see, the middle has a few holes. And why is because how we got here. The dough was rolled into a shape, then kept in a warm and moist environment. The yeast fermented with the sugar, and the bubbles of carbon dioxide were trapped, and that's how the holes were formed. And then cooking at 180 Celsius, it killed the yeast and stopped the fermentation, which caused less holes, and also caused the alcohol to evaporate and harden the outer surface to form a crust, as you can see. This is in comparison of the buns from both batches, the one with the yeast and the one without the yeast, and the one on top is with and the one on the bottom is without. And as you can see, there are pretty differences. The one on top is much bigger in size and is rising a lot, and the one on the bottom has a lot of cracks and overall a rough texture, and the one on the top is soft and moist.